What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is the big day. We are about to head over to Quanta Performance to do our first test drive of the 8HP70 conversion in our turbo K24 swap Subaru BRZ. I am stoked.
Daily driver mode, sport mode plus, manual mode, sport mode plus, and just more aggressive. The higher it is, the more aggressive it is.
So what's the, I guess, in terms of the manual modes, what's the most aggressive? Like, what am I going to be using when I'm on track?
Either 4 or 8. 4. That'll be straight manual mode.
Okay.
Yeah. 4 will be already pretty aggressive. 4 and you can try 8 is even more aggressive, but it's probably not really necessary. Let's see what it does.
You were saying clutch.
So yeah. So right now you're in manual mode. 4 is 1, and then 8 is the most aggressive manual.
Okay.
And that's for softness.
All right, and so it's good to put the clutch in even when putting.
Yeah,
or you
don't even have to. Yeah, you can just hold the brake.
It just bogs a little.
It just loads up.
Wild to think that this just drives in auto. And I still can't get it.
And even when it's in auto mode, if you pull back to shift up or shift out, you go to manual mode for like 5 or so seconds unless it doesn't see input, and then it'll stay 5 seconds after. Yeah, so like if you're just driving to work and with a girlfriend or whatever, so we need a mode, that's like that's full mileage mode. Just cruising around, shifting.
Alright, so have you done anything with the trans brake?
It does work though. Yeah, so when you stop and then you pull up on the shifter, and you'll see it. So pull the brake.
Do we have to be in manual?
I don't think so. Maybe let's try manual. Let's see if we'll do it. Yeah, there we go. So now you can let go of the brake, and then you're on the transmission brake, and then you can rev it too. And then you can let go. Move the engagement point down or up.
It would be nice if it was a little lower, if it grabbed a little earlier.
Put the clutch at whatever you feel like.
Where I want it to.
Yeah.
Hinge.
You just put it in neutral. Or you're in park.
Yeah. So here-ish. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I definitely like the pickup point. It feels like it's kind of, it's like once it starts to grab, it grabs within like 10%, it's fully done. I've forgotten that this will show that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
A lot to learn here, that's for sure.
Yeah.
right, guys, we're all checked up. Things are feeling good. It's running well. We're gonna go ahead and get this home. I'm just gonna drive it real conservative just to get back to the house, just so that we don't have any problems. And we'll see you guys back at the house.
All right, guys, here she is, all wrapped up, driving, running well, shifting relatively smooth. It'll get smoother over time as the turbo lambic controller continues to do more adaptations. It's just gonna get better and better in auto mode, that is, at least, and in terms of its like auto shifting. I apologize if it's a little windy out here, but yeah, dude, like, I can't believe that this thing is done and finished. Like, and it runs and drives, the 8 HP is configured, it's all done. Now it's like finally time to enjoy this car. We got to drive it on the street a little bit when it had the CD009 in it, but now that it has the 8 HP done, now we're gonna be entering phase, I don't know, however many, number 4 at this point, of the continuation of this car. So all of the development up to this point has been on the drivetrain, has been K24 engine swap with the CD009 and then taking that out, 8 HP, all of that. So now all of that is pretty much set up and ready to go. However, this car is intended to be the premier drift car for downshift racing. It has no suspension on it other than a set of coilovers. It has no bucket seats, no harnesses, no interior bits at all. It's full stock interior. So it has no body kit. It has no livery design. It's going to be a slightly different color. I say slightly different. You guys will see the vision down the road at some point, but it is going to be a different color. It's going to have a full livery design. We're going to go big angle, full adjustable suspension front and rear. Now this is all going to take some time, mind you. Now this stuff is very expensive. I just finished, you know, spending a bunch of money on getting this thing done, so it's going to be a little bit before all of this happens. But before that time, we are going to an event. I have applied and been approved to go to the ChaseBays Polecat Customer Appreciation Event on March 14th and 15th. So me, the Grassroots Junkies boys, John and Missile and Edwin, are all going to be there driving. We've got a bunch of our local friends who, you know, drive at Lanier, also got approved and will be there. So we're like super stoked to be able to drive with everybody. But obviously I have not driven this car under any kind of load other than up and down the street while sort of configuring the turbo lambic and all of the rest of that. So this is kind of going to just be a bit of a shakedown event, which a big track like Polecat is not really an event that you want to do a shakedown at. You kind of want to have that figured out. But unfortunately, because Lanier has been sold and has not been running any events, and there's nothing been announced, nothing really on the horizon in the future, I don't have my local track to just be able to drive down to, you know, put some heat in it and see how it performs. But yeah, we're gonna send it anyway. So we're gonna take this car to Polecat in March, and I'm mostly just gonna be grip driving it. I'm not just gonna drift it right off the rip because it's a digital clutch, it's an 8 HP. I don't exactly know how it's going to behave, but we will try to drift it a little bit. Once I kind of drive the course a handful of times, I'll pick a corner or two that I want to clutch kick and pull a handbrake and sort of see how it reacts and see how it behaves. Who knows, I might get like super comfortable with it and just end up drifting the whole event. So, you know, we'll see. It's going to be a great opportunity not only to drive a big track, like a proper track, but also it's going to be a lot higher caliber of other cars, other drivers, other business owners, shop owners, YouTubers, social media influencers that we'll get to meet and hang out with and all of that. So we're absolutely stoked on going to that event. and, you know, seeing what this thing can do in terms of, I don't know, lap times or whatever. I'm not really going for fast lap times. This is really just, you know, is it gonna overheat? Is it gonna have problems? What are we gonna do, right? So yeah, super stoked to go to the event, to drive this thing on the track. But yeah, like absolutely over the moon and stoked on how the thing drives, how it behaves, how it shifts. Dude, I guess I hadn't given my reactions to this. The shifts on this, especially in manual mode, are insane. Like shifting from second to third under full load spins the rear wheels on the shift. And then from third to fourth at full, you know, red line, upshift spins the wheels on the shift. Like obviously these are the same tires on this car that have been on here since the FA20 blew up and I started the K swaps. These are like 6-year-old tires and they've been sitting and they don't have a ton of grip. So one thing we're definitely gonna do before we go to Polecat is get a lot of grippier, stickier tires, for sure. Another thing that we might have to do down the road in the future is actually swap to a taller gear ratio in the differential. The stock Torsen LSD in this is a 4.1, which basically means like I'm gonna be shifting through the gears all the time. We have some options in terms of like IS300 diffs that are just swap-in replacements. I have some options where I can actually just replace the ring gear on the differential. A lot of different things we can kind of do. We're not going to do any of that before Polecat because that is just going to be our test. And later, like after that event, if I decide, yeah, this thing needs taller gears 100%, which more than likely it will, we'll figure that out after Polecat. But yeah, it shifts insane in manual. It's super smooth in auto. I don't think I've actually shown you guys the interior. So let's take a look really quick at sort of what all is configured in here from an interior standpoint and how the controls work. Yeah, so here's our gear indicator. It shows park, reverse, 1 through 8, all of that kind of stuff. So it's mounted to the plastic kind of gauge cluster here. The turbolamic display, which is hard for you guys to see. Yeah, this little guy is basically just 3M taped to the bottom of this plastic bezel, which I'm totally fine with. I really like this position. It's real easy to see when sitting here. And I can see my gears, I can see what mode I'm in and any other information that this displays. And then the really super cool thing that you guys might have seen earlier is the actual keypad for park, reverse, neutral, drive. And then this guy is essentially the button to cycle through the different control modes on the turbolamic. So the turbolamic originally comes with a dial that you would just sort of like cycle through to get your options. But once we got this and we realized that that's effectively the same thing that this button does, we didn't really feel the need to have the dial and also this button. So if I'm in, you know, auto mode comfort, I can click this button to go to auto sport, and it has 8 different modes. Phil told me that number 4 and number 8 are the manual driving modes. So when I'm at the track, I'll just put it in mode 4. We'll have the sequential shifter, we'll have the clutch pedal engaged and all of that. So yeah, that's just a quick little look at the interior. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. Again, super stoked to finally have the car back. Just wanna take a quick second just to thank you guys so much for sticking with me through this whole process. I know it's been a long time since I've done an update, but it had to get a full exhaust built underneath to fit the 8 HP, and then Phil, you know, doing all of the transmission configuration and all of that with the turbolamic. So really, really from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for sticking around, for watching the videos, for subscribing, liking, commenting. Like, it really means the world to me. So now this thing's basically done from a drivetrain perspective. We're gonna take it to Polecat, test it out. As long as everything goes well there, we're gonna do suspension, body kit, paint, livery. It's now we're like actually gonna start ramping up in terms of the quality of events we're going to, the quality of the car as it pertains to how it looks and how it drives. And yeah, I'm super, super stoked. If you guys are interested in checking out any of the merch, helping me out with affording all of the next step, the next phase of this build, head on over to downshiftracing.co, pick yourself up some hats, some shirts, some hoodies, anything like that. Any purchase you guys make will be greatly, greatly appreciated. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date for the next phase of the build, as well as the Polecat event. And until next time, build your dreams.